I'd love it if you could speak to, I don't know, I'll call it, or I'll think of it as the oddball part that we all have, right, deep inside. And maybe you could give us some advice about how to just let things go a little bit more often and be ourselves. Because I think you talk to this, you preach about it, you do such a good job of it yourself. And I know it's a work in progress, of course, but I think you're one of the few in the industry that has done this really well. What advice do you have for me? What advice do you have for the listeners and the viewers today?
I think it comes down to not taking yourself as seriously as we do. I think we think of ourselves as super smart and accomplished and all of those great things, and that's good to have confidence in that, but I don't think you should think of yourself any more highly than you should. And frankly, at the end of the day, I think, I don't know, people don't really care about that. I think people care about how nice you are. I think people care about how much courage you have and how willing you are to be yourself, in the face of critics and others putting pressure on you to be someone you're not. Uh, I want to be someone for my kids and my teams that, sort of puts myself out there in a way that isn't just like everyone else. I have never found it interesting to me to be like everyone else. To me, that sounds like an incredibly boring multifamily world. And maybe I'm trying to bring some spice to that, and maybe I'm not. And frankly, at the end of the day, I'm just being myself. So if I am, awesome. If I'm not, I'm still being me. And
Mm,
I think that's a big thing. But ultimately, I think not taking yourself as seriously as we do sometimes. A lot of my training as an actor helped me understand that vulnerability is strength. And I think as business associates and running our businesses or teammates in a business, we're so scared to let people in, to see that we're goofy or we're odd or we snort when we laugh, or I mean all these things that we get caught up in, like how embarrassing. The reality is it's not that embarrassing, and the reality is we're also not 16 years old anymore, right? Like when you're 15, 16, everything is totally embarrassing. I mean, we are grown adults now, right? Like this is life, like stuff happens, and it's okay to just admit it, laugh about it, learn from it, be sad about it. And it goes back to I think the proverb itself, right? Is like there's a time to be happy and there's a time to be sad and there's a time to be inquisitive, and all the emotions that, there's a time for that, and embrace that, and be present in the moment that you live, because when you're 80, 90, 100 years old, and your time is up, I don't think you're going to want to wish that you postured better or peacocked more. I think you're gonna wish, as you see these quotes, that you loved people more, that you were more, you had the courage to be yourself more, even if it wasn't acceptable in your circle or a greater
mm,
circle, but you still had the courage to be yourself and to be true to yourself. So hopefully that encourages anybody there. Believe me, there's still work that I'm doing in this area. This is an endless, I think, masterpiece that you're trying to create in your life, to just be more yourself and the more authentic self you can be. So, and
mm.
you'll never perfect this, but the more you could strive for it, um, and be willing to lose opportunities or get in trouble for being authentic, then I don't know, were those opportunities worth it? I would say
Mm.
yes.